So today we're talking about decking solutions for smaller spaces. Jim, what do you suggest for an area like this where you've got uneven cement slabs, you've got limited space, an irregular shape, and you've got a parquet underneath so you can't put post holes anywhere?
I think we can clean this up with just a raised deck, basically.
And what's the key to a great raised deck?
Material choice. And in this case, we could go for Western red cedar 2x6. We could, 2x6 is nice and high, a nice step up. We have the headroom. It'll just clean the whole area up. We'll be able to shim it level and it'll look great.
And why do you like working with Western red cedar?
Because it's strong and stable and just really, really nice to work with.
Okay, let's get started. So Jim, what's the first step?
First step is to acquire the wood and get it ready to start cutting.
What are we using today?
We're using 2x6 of Western red cedar. We're using it because we're building an exterior deck project here. So this is super resistant to rot and will last a long time. It's also lightweight and durable, and it is easy to work with.
Plus, it looks great. And we opted for a beautiful naughty grade of Western red cedar for this project, which is really going to add a lot of warmth and texture. Plus, it's a cost-effective choice.
It sure is.
What's next?
What's next is we'll get this off here, lay out the frame, and start building.
Great. So we've built the frame. Jim, what should people keep in mind in terms of spacing?
Well, number one is we built this frame to make it transportable, so it actually breaks into two pieces. And you really got to keep that in mind because you're going to be putting these in small spaces. Another thing to consider here is the depth of the fascia. We've kept quite a bit of depth here so that we can cut it to adjust it to an undulating surface. Number three would be the depth of this. Also, we want to keep it fairly tight to the ground to keep rodents out, but we still want a little bit of airspace to keep it ventilated. If you were concerned about ventilation, you could also put some vent plugs in the end of the cavities just to keep air flowing.
So now all we have to do is install the decking, yeah?
That's it.
Let's get started. So we're going to stop here and continue installing on-site. That way we can transport this in two separate pieces. But I got to say, it's coming along beautifully. And not only does it look great, but it's actually a really green project. That's because woods such as Western red cedar leave the smallest carbon footprint than any other building material. So it's a choice you can feel good about.
Absolutely.
All right, let's load her up.
Perfect.
So we're back on site. Jim, what are we doing in terms of installation?
We've left the deck in two pieces, and we've shimmed and perfected the first piece. It's in there. We've shimmed it up true and level using pieces of roofing material because it's impervious to rot. We've basically got it ideal now, and now we'll mesh up the second half of the deck.
Great. And what about fasteners?
Fasteners, we've used stainless steel screws. We like stainless steel because nothing can touch it. It's very good. In this case, we put them in on 45-degree angles so you can't see them from the surface. You don't have to do that, though. There's other options.
Good to know. As you can see, the deck turned out beautifully. We're just going to let this weather naturally, eventually turning a warm silvery patina. But it's good to know that Western red cedar is pitch and resin free, which means it accepts and holds a wide range of finishes beautifully. For more information, design tips, and free downloadable building plans, go to realcedar.com.